Thank you to DaVinci for sending us out unboxings to test. They're great. They're a great vendor, great communication, do a good job. I always hear good things about them. Here we have boxings. Here we got V2s, right? V2s. Camera. These are very smooth V2s because I only hold the goody goods. So this is pretty good, pretty clean, right? Regular travel, right? Regular ink, box ink. The reduced travel does make it seem louder, a little bit louder. Cause like you hit bottom out faster, and stock ink V2 springs are kind of bad. The stock ink V2 box ink springs pretty solid. And let's listen to the pink box ink. Yeah, I would venture to say that the box ink is a little bit higher pitch, just a little bit. And here's a pink. Okay. So the pink, there are different springs and different weights. So the pink has a short spring, or the black has a long spring. They both have the same pre-travel and total travel, which is very reduced at 3.4 millimeters. So a standard switch travel is 4 millimeters. Novelkeys Cream travel distance is also 4 millimeters. You may be confused. With Novelkeys Cream, the hole is bigger, bro. It's like when you swap it to another switch, it doesn't have the, so it's just like this. So the stem sticks out higher and it just bottoms out. Yeah. A box ink has reduced travel and it has long sliders. I talked about this before, but I'm gonna show you visually. Oh my god, it is a long spring. Okay. There you go. Long boy spring. The benefits of long PP stems, it's a different sound. White frost and feel. They look the same, yeah. Hold on. It is longer. I can see it, I'm practically blind. Oh, really? Oh god, Yeah, you don't get the long pole sound benefit because it's not long pole. I actually hate that. Like, if I'm gonna deal with a reduced travel, I want the sound because I hate reduced travel. That's personal preference, of course, like anything else. If we're talking about faster actuation, it would make sense to actually run with the Gateron box pink, right? You get your faster actuation from the reduced distance travels. You get a lighter spring that's shorter. A longer spring is gonna feel heavier at the top, and it's gonna actuate kind of at the same weight. So this is gonna be the new speed demon then. And it still has a relatively deep sound. And here's the box ink again. I don't really hear a sound difference. Ink, box ink. Now let's go ahead and go 1v1 2 versus box ink. Lubing. Ink V2. Box ink. Ink V2. Box ink. V2 sounds clackier. V2 sounds, it has an edge and fullness, so let's swap the locations. Box ink. Ink V2. Box ink. Ink V2. I'm just gonna stick these all in my ear. I have my conclusion now after extensive testing that is very, very scientific because I am an engineer. I believe that Gateron ink V2 is not as good as a Gateron box ink, but I don't think they're different enough for you to warrant throwing out your Gateron ink V2s to swap to box inks. The box inks have reduced travel in a longer stem slider rather than a longer pole. The difference is in the feel. So instead of bottoming out on the pole, which you can feel a little bit more abruptly, this feels a little bit more natural. It just stops. In terms of like the abrupt feeling I talk about, it's not that bad. Typing on is okay. I still don't like reduced travel though. The new box ink stem, come on, yeah, that's very consistent. My final thoughts are just keep the inks you have if you already have them. Honestly, if you've been using Gateron inks and you have a few scratchy ones, you're probably used to it at this point. I tested all these switches and I don't think there's any inconsistency issues. I think the factory oil on the Gateron box ink is more consistent and better, so you can use it stock kind of if you don't really care. So correction, the molds are different, but I don't feel or hear anything different. The plastic, it feels to be the same. I think they both benefit from filming. The Gateron box pink, this is the one you want to go to if you're going for faster actuation, because it has a lighter spring, shorter spring, and the same kind of reduced travel switch. They're pretty good. They're pretty consistent. If you're getting inks today, I would probably push you towards getting the box ink. Description below. If you feel a link to Divinity, use link and code. I believe it's code Andy at checkout. Save some money. Box inks are cool. Now, would I buy them? No, I'm still gonna use my Gateron Ink V2s because since I have a breaking machine, using broken in Gateron Ink V2s is better. I would rather use broken in Gateron Ink V2s than to use reduced travel Gateron box inks. But if you're starting fresh and you just want that Gateron ink sound, I don't think that the Gateron box ink is any clackier or that much different from Gateron Ink V2s for you to think that they don't follow the same kind of legendary Gateron ink sound. So I think that they were able to make a product that's pretty reliable and pretty good and didn't change things too much, because sometimes they change things too much in a bad way, like how they fixed the loose leaf in Gateron Ink V1s and then they made scratchy Gateron Ink V2s. Yeah, that's a little annoying.